What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you don't remember, I'm HP, and that's Aubrey, and it's way too hot outside, and if you couldn't tell by the sound of the cicadas, let's go inside.
It has been a very long time since HP and I posted on this YouTube channel because we've just had so much stuff going on.
Been busy.
If you've watched some of our previous videos, you know that recently HP and I bought our first rental property and we've been in the process of getting that ready, and we've also had some pretty major changes to our own Turo fleet as well. So let's bring you guys up to speed.
But first, let's discuss damage claims. Knock on wood, we have not had any total losses this year. But we have had a number of more minor damage claims in the past couple of weeks. Our Honda Civic is working through a claim that has been dragging on for weeks now. We opted to work this one out with a third-party insurance, and this company has been horrible to work with.
We actually made a YouTube short about this one, but we didn't talk about it in a full-length video. But our Honda Civic was rear-ended by somebody in a parking lot. There was a claim filed. Everything seemed to check out. But this is like some random small insurance company that I've never heard of, and I have waited on hold for this insurance company trying to reach them. Like, how many cumulative hours do you think? I think probably like 6 hours total over the last couple of weeks. Maybe more than that, honestly. Maybe 6 to 10 hours. And the most recent time that I got on a call with them, the claims rep actually yelled at me and then hang up the phone. It was horrible. They've been really, really difficult to deal with. And now it's past the time to actually file that claim through Turo. So we're just having to stick it out and go this route of going the third party. But hopefully there is a light at the end of the tunnel for that claim, because I did get a positive update this week. But we'll talk about that more in another video.
Our 2011 Blue Ford Focus had some suspension damage, which got fixed and settled out pretty quickly. And our 2011 Toyota Yaris was caught in a hailstorm. Now, out of all of our cars that were being rented out at the time, this was the only vehicle that actually got hit by the hail, so we're definitely fortunate.
But we should have an update on that one here soon as well, which again, we'll talk about in a future video.
And our 2011 Ford Fiesta started having some transmission issues. Thankfully, there was a recall out to have the TCM replaced, so that's back out on the road as well. And our Ford Fusion is still busy sourcing a PCM at the moment, but hopefully we'll have it by the end of this week.
The Ford Fusion has been out for the most part of 2023, so I'm really hoping that this gets addressed and fixed soon. In the last couple of weeks, we also finished filming for the second iteration of the Car Sharing Masterclass. As many of you probably know, HP and I have a course where we teach people how to run their own car sharing fleets. This was a course that we filmed a few years ago, and we're actually updating the entire course content, and part of that was refilming the entire thing with new updated refresh content. So we had a film guy come in, he filmed everything, he's going to be editing it. It was a huge undertaking, and I'm really happy to have it done with. One huge change that we have made in the last month since we last posted a video is that HP and I are no longer part of the Get Around platform. And as of a few weeks ago, we actually took both the Hyundai Elantra GT and our Lexus ES350 off of Get Around altogether.
Now, the Lexus was recently added to our fleet earlier this year, and the Elantra GT had been on Get Around for about a year.
And it really sucks because our Hyundai Elantra GT was doing really well for the most part. In fact, back in February, it even made more than $2,300 in a single month, which is like mind-blowing for a 2015 model Hyundai. It was doing really well.
But then in March, all of our rentals suddenly dried up just as we were putting our 2008 Lexus on the Get Around platform to join the Hyundai Elantra GT and making that money. And it continued for 8 whole weeks. We had no rentals.
And while we don't know why exactly the Get Around business dried up, I have heard from other hosts throughout the country that their business has also dried up, so it certainly isn't a Dallas or an us specific issue. And I've heard that it may have something to do with Get Around's new deposit policy, where they're actually requiring deposits for anyone that rents cars on their platform. And for the types of guests that we go after on Get Around, a lot of times they simply can't afford that.
So we ended up taking our Hyundai Elantra off of Get Around, and we decided to put it on Turo, and it's actually been doing really well on that platform.
And as for our Lexus ES350, we actually ended up selling that car. Now, we bought that car back in February for about $6,300. We had to put some money into it in order to get it up and running, and HP sold it for $8,500, which, if I'm being honest, as we were getting closer and closer to the point of us needing to sell this car, I was becoming so doubtful of us being able to break even, let alone make money on this car, because I felt like $8,500, which was our asking price, was going to be way too high, because we saw a bunch of other Lexus businesses listed on Facebook that were very, very similar in features, trim, mileage, and year that were being sold for between $6,000 and $7,000, and yet HP successfully sold ours for $8,500.
What can I say? Some people call it luck, some people just say I'm a great salesman.
I think it's a combination of both.
Probably both. And last but not least, we have the rental house. And finally, after 1 month, the house is ready to be rented. Let me show you all the things we've done so far. Starting off, this is something that really pleases me. Every single light bulb has been completely changed to a matching daylight bulb. They're all really bright, 5,000 Kelvin, and they match the entire house. So everything is fresh and new. And as you notice, all the furniture is completely gone from the house. Everything has been removed and been reset back to zero with a fresh house cleaning. Even though all the stuff was kind of picked up and swept up, the house just kind of had this greasy feeling to it, and now we've had it deep cleaned as well. Now they didn't just clean the floors and the walls, they cleaned absolutely everything. Everything from the stovetop to inside these drawers, and I even replaced the microwave because that thing was old and busted anyways, and this one, way better, and it's clean. It's so humid out here, even the lens is fogging over. It's hot. Now, in addition to planting all new fresh grass in the front, putting down some fresh mulch, and putting some nice flowers and bushes to grow for the future, we also installed a French drain in the back area to solve all of that flooding issue we had and fix the fence. All right, let's get back in the air conditioning. I'm starting to bake. Now, another issue we're having was in this downstairs powder bathroom where the lower part of the door trim had been destroyed by some dogs, so we went and replaced that ourselves and painted it nice and fresh.
Now, the bathroom didn't turn out 100% perfect, but I'm extremely happy with how it turned out given how poor in condition it was previously.
And if you haven't noticed, the entire house got a fresh coat of paint on every single wall in the entire house, upstairs and downstairs.
One of my major jobs in the house was to patch all of the holes and the damage that was done to the walls. That has also been completed, and I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. Like this area right here, this was previously really torn up and it's been fixed. Areas like right here. And this wall had a bunch of dog damage. There were probably 100 different spots throughout the entire house that had to be patched, and it came out incredibly well.
And another thing we did is we had all of the carpet in the house steam cleaned and very finely detailed. It is way better than it was because this was a very high traffic area with years of people running up and down the stairs, never been cleaned before. We also did all of the upstairs as well, so no more stains. The first renter is gonna have a clean carpet. They could possibly even eat off of it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, maybe not that.
The carpet was a big win because HP and I were wondering if we needed to replace the carpet. Not only was the carpet extremely dirty, but it also had a really heavy dog smell to it. And we were concerned that if we were able to get it clean, that the smell wouldn't go away. But fortunately, both issues were resolved. The carpet is significantly cleaner. I'll put up some before and after photos so that you can see the comparison. And the dog smell is completely gone, so I am thrilled.
We even went through and made sure they repainted this entire upstairs room that was themed like a little kid's room. It's really nice to have a cohesive paint job in the entire house. Every room looks the same. That way not one's out of place.
One of the things that HP and I wanted to do whenever we were going through and renovating this house is making whatever we did not only replicatable for this house in the future, but also for any rental houses that we buy in the future as well. So we made sure to take note of what this color white is, what the different fixtures that we're installing, the light bulbs. That way we can make sure to be able to replace these things really easily if they do need to be replaced or repainted, but it also will make decisions much easier in the future with future rental properties as well.
Now, some of the work Aubrey and I did ourselves, and the other work we hired other people, professionals, to come out and do it. But let's break down all the costs and what it costs us to do all these renovations.
So all in all, there was just a ton of work that had to be done to this house. A lot that had to be purchased, there was a lot that had to be done, and it cost quite a lot of money. Now, we did a lot of the work ourselves. For example, we did most of the landscaping ourselves, except for the weekly lawn mowing. HP and my dad installed a French drain. They planted flowers and planted grass. I patched all of the holes in the house. I did the bathroom door frame. We installed the doggy door. We did the microwave. There was a lot of work that we had to do on the house to get it rental ready. But we also did hire a professional cleaning crew, and we had a handyman that came in, fixed the fence, and also painted the entire house. Not to mention all of the different supplies and materials that we had to buy as well. But the grand total of everything, which included supplies, labor, hiring individuals to come help us, but does not include our personal labor, is $5,509.51 to get this house rental ready. And that doesn't include the ongoing cost of the lawn care company, which comes out once a week for $40. And while that definitely is a lot of money, I am glad to have everything done and to be able to have this house officially listed so that it can finally start bringing in some money.
And so far the house has only been listed for 1 week and we've had 2 inquiries and 1 application.
And my hope is that it gets rented out very, very soon. My initial goal was somewhere in that 30-day range, but I do have a feeling it might be a bit longer than that.
And that's the huge update for the past 30 days for us. We'll have another video coming for you next week. But guys, as always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode.